Hello, guys. This is Sarah Owatimi on Voice of Courage on Domestic Violence and Child Protection. Say no to domestic violence, say no to child abuse, and say no to any type of abuse. Say no to rape and say no to cultism. I am Sarah Owatimi. Try and subscribe, guys. This is a live, I'm on live. I'm doing live today as in live video. Yeah. Yeah, that is it. I'm coming, guys. I want to put call through. I want to put a call through people. Let me see. I'm gonna do it. Guys, keep watching. Yeah. Hello. I'm fine. Good evening. Can you hear me? You need to speak loud, please. You said what? Okay, I will be adding one more person to the phone call. I'm coming. Okay, yeah, you guys are two now. Sorry, 1 minute, please.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello, guys. This is Sarah. As I said, I'm doing live today as a live video. We'll be talking about Nigeria election, which is coming up this February 2023. So I have two people on the line phone. This is the phone call. Can you all say they don't want their face shown anyway? So we have Mr. Akinwole and we have Mr. Leke. So I'll be asking some few questions, please. I will have a few questions now. A few questions. Number one, are you listening?
Yeah.
Okay. Number one, Mr. Leke first, please. Which of the parties do you have interest in? Which of the party do you have interest in?
Yeah, the only party that I have interest in and I feel have the chance of winning is Labour Party. And the reason why I want the candidate of Labour Party to win is because among the 3 or 4 top contenders, he has a better chance of changing Nigeria and bringing peace to Nigeria. Then, because looking at all those candidates, I just find that it's only when the candidate of Labour Party, which is Peter Obi, if he wins, that will stabilize Nigeria. But if, for instance, Atiku win this election, it's going to cause a lot of problems in Nigeria. Like normally, there's some people in the south, some of the most socio-cultural group in the southern part of Nigeria have been saying that it would not be proper for a northerner to come into power again after Buhari's 8 years in office. So just to cut my answer short, the party I prefer to win is Labour Party. That's the Peter Obi's party.
Okay. And the same question goes to Mr. Akinboju. I'll be asking you a few questions also. Which of the party do you have interest in?
Ordinarily, I would have wished PDP has a very strong whatever, but as PDP is already jammed because of the finance strike. Ironically, it's going to be very good if it's set power because at the past
8 years, they have not right about that government has.
Sorry, Akinboja, I wanted to put the phone on the very close to you so we can hear. We could barely hear from here. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, better off now.
Yes, what I'm saying is, ordinarily I would have loved it to get power, but as PDP said having serious internal crisis, I can't them over the own. ABC is the major disaster to Nigeria as a nation. Major disaster. And we have some individuals that have some very strong legacy and probably have capability. But ABC has started very terrible. And when you look at it, the other guy said that to begin with, it would have been better if power shift to southern Nigeria now. Because when you look at it, northern have had their shares of 8 years, power supposed to go back to south. But from the look of things, politics came of number. I keep going to find it very difficult how can set southern for presently, I would have loved PDP to get as power, but then I will be the last person to support Atiku.
Well, but Atiku is for PDP. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, Atiku is here. Atiku is for PDP. Just like I agree with him, but what he just said about PDP. But I would like us to know the reason why PDP is where PDP is. To be honest, it was actually, because many people don't know this, it was actually the fault of the current governor of Rivers State. So this is how he messed the whole thing up. Normally, even Atiku at the beginning agreed that PDP's candidate must come from the south, and in particularly insisted that it should come from southeast. But Wike, the governor of Rivers State, which is the south region of Nigeria, said no, that they should keep it open. And what Wike was thinking, that if they keep it open, he has the chance of winning, not knowing that Atiku and his friend in Sokoto have actually schemed together that definitely if they keep it open, that would be an opportunity for North to win. So, and as soon as they did the whole primary in PDP, at the last minute, the governor of Sokoto State gave up his position for Atiku, and that was Atiku won. And when Atiku won, they were thinking that, okay, he was going to use Wike, the governor of Rivers State, as his vice president. But because of his temperament, they now decide to choose the governor of Delta State. So most people should know that it was the fault of the Southerner, which is Wike, despite the fact that all the governors in the South were. So what that means is that normally APC should fill the southern candidate, PDP should fill the southern candidate. So with that, it will be easier for any of their candidates to have the national spread. Because like the way we are now, if Igbo decide to vote for Igbos, Yoruba decide to vote for Yorubas, and the North decide to vote for the North, nobody will win the election. So, and that's because of the formula where you have to win 25% at least for every 6 political zone in Nigeria. So that's why PDP is where they are. But despite the fact that they have that problem now, because about almost 5 governors, they call them G5, is working against Atiku. But most of them cannot come out openly and say, some of them are coming out openly and saying they are supporting Tinubu. But Wike cannot do that because everybody in South and Southeast, and even Middle Belt, they prefer to vote for Peter Obi. So, and that's the main thing working against Atiku. But despite the fact that most of the people in the North still believe he has better chance better chance, but it might not have the spread in the South. So that's the why. But just looking at the antecedent of Atiku, Atiku had the chance of ruling Nigeria before. So, but they didn't really deliver, and he had been trying since 1999. And I don't think, and based on even most of the things that they were exposed about him recently, he's not a good person that can move Nigeria forward. And especially the fact that he's even coming strongly now, even after Buhari, that's a no-no for the country. Then on Tinubu's side, the reason why I'm not really keen about Tinubu is his kind of politics. Tinubu's kind of politics is always, they believe money has to do everything, and when you use money in politics like that, most of the time they don't fully perform, because that money that they used to need to perform, they will be sharing it among themselves. Just like Lagos now. Lagos should be better than what it is now, but it's because Sanwo-Olu does not have the full capacity to spend money the way he wants. He has to go and get approval from Tinubu and his wife before he can do any major project. So, and that's the problem, where money is the basis of doing politics. So, and that's why I prefer Peter Obi. So, but we just have 72 hours to know what will really happen.
So, Mr. Akingbo, did you have any other thing to say? I'm so sorry. You need to put the phone very close to you so it can be clearer. Thank you.
Add that from the look of things, and when you look at the entire structure of Nigeria, discover that in most cases, most Nigerians are going to vote along tribal lines. I just want to start this from that. Like you rightly said the other time, I can rightly say that Obi will capture nothing less than 8%. In the Southwest, it's going to be a big city of Obi. While in the northern states, Tinubu and Atiku, they will run neck to neck. Because when you look at the monetary policy that has just been implemented now, it is politically bitter. It is politically motivated against both buying. The monetary policy that is a very good instrument to control inflation or whatever. Monetary. But as it is now, there should have been a way to do it in such a way that it will not affect the masses. But the masses are already bearing the problem. Don't forget the fact that most of the politicians are very smart. Most of the money they are going to spend, they might have been kept at home now. Yes. So from the group of things, Obi might have some ideas, but in politics, there's what we call structure. Obi is not well spread. In my own state, for instance, those states, I wonder whether Obi has senators or House of Reps that are going to contest the election. So it might be a very difficult start for Obi. It might be a very difficult start because the structure is not just there. This is the fact when I was with Dr. Bibi. So the structure is not there for him. Obi is not well spread throughout the entire country. APC, PDP, those are the parties that I believe I defend. And obviously, the way things are now, it's like the Northerners are supporting of Tinubu, the largest. Tinubu has a solid idea. Tinubu has legacy Lagos. But Tinubu has the fact that he brought Buhari and put Buhari on the entire country. That is what we have. And that is the major problem of Tinubu is highly intelligent and is capable. All the politicians are spending money. You are the UOP. All of them, they are spending money. But the fact remains that APC has impacted the major disaster, the entire country, major disaster. But the way things are now, I hope Tinubu will not finish the problem. From the look of things.
So, would you have can I ask another question, please? Hello.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, but based on what he said now, yeah, it's true that people always like to work in based on their ethnic background and all that stuff. But you see, the issue now is that this time around, politics in Nigeria now, you can't compare it to all the previous election because there are a lot of things playing out now. Number one thing that's going to change everybody's mindset is the fact that Buhari have been in power for the past 8 years, and now everybody is aware that it was actually the work of Tinubu, Rotimi Amechi, that was the former governor of Rivers State, and Atiku, that actually funded Buhari into power. Now, Buhari came into power his first time. Actually, first time, I believe Nigeria voted him in, but the second time, I believe they actually rigged him in because he wasn't doing well then. But as soon as the Tinubu won the election for them in 2015, they sidelined Tinubu to one side. But as soon as they wanted him to help them for the second time, they brought in him. They said he should even choose the chairmanship of APC. And normally, Tinubu was using that opportunity to build his structure again. So, and normally, when a lot of people say, yes, Labour Party don't have structure, what they are trying to say is that, yeah, you have to have the widespread of what PDP or PPC have. But most of the time, most of those structures are based on giving people money, not about actually performance, which is what people are now looking at, because now people are seeing the effect of having bad governance, having bad leadership in power. Like now, see what is going on in APC now. Normally, what Tinubu expect now is that all the government infrastructure that they used to win the election for Buhari twice, they should allow him to have that kind of infrastructure, but Buhari is saying no. So, and it's because of him, because of Tinubu himself, that's why they decided to change the money. And the reason why they did that was because they never, ever thought that Tinubu would win APC primary ticket, because once they started working against him was when they forcefully removed Oshiomhole, the former APC chairman. That was when they started working against Tinubu. So their plan was to impose, just as they imposed the current APC chairman, to impose a presidential candidate on APC. But Tinubu said no, that if you are not even going to work for him, okay, let's keep it open. So, but then they didn't know that Tinubu had been planning this thing for a long time. So, based on that, he was able to use his power of money that he had to settle the right people, which is the main people Tinubu settled are I think about the 17 governors in northern states. So, and they're the one who prevail on Buhari, that because Buhari, they've already made up their mind, was the Senate president that they were going to anoint as their presidential candidate. So they couldn't do that. So Tinubu now used money. I even heard from a banker in Lagos then that he actually, a few days to the primaries of the APC, Tinubu wired $5 million to each of the northern governors. I don't know whether it's true, but definitely everybody knows that's how Tinubu plays his politics. It's all about money in the right place at the right time, and you get your vote done. So at the end of the day, he won that APC primary. So, but the part that be, they were not happy about it because they were sure that everything was going to Lawal, the current Senate president. That's the reason why the Senate president didn't even bother to register for a Senate position. So it was when he actually failed getting the APC presidential ticket. That's when he now went back, and even now they even forced him to have that ticket again. So that was the reason why the northern oligarchy, for me now, I believe they are still not happy, and I believe they are still, even though the major northern governor like El-Rufai and the governor of Kano that are showing that they are supporting him, I don't believe they are supporting him deeply. Because the Fulani, if you look at them, yeah, they might pretend as if they are supporting him, but once the stuff comes to stuff, it's like now they are showing that they are not supporting him. Especially, like, see, today now the Supreme Court, the northern people were expecting the Supreme Court to come out today and say, okay, that 1,500 naira note that they can spend it, but guess what? The court said no. They are going to adjourn the case to next March. So, and by that time the election is done. So that means now, what is causing problem now is that the politicians, they are still distributing the money to people. Because like yesterday in Lagos, there was a video showing the APC in Lagos in one bus that were taking people to the campaign. They were giving people 3,000 naira old notes. So, and that's why I believe the Tinubu does not have that support the federal government have that they gave Buhari when he won the last two elections. So, and that's what I think will really work against him. And for instance, now the North, where Tinubu expects to get most of the vote, he will be sharing the vote with Atiku and this Kwakwanso guy. If you see the campaign of Kwakwanso in the North, I don't see how Tinubu will be able to get through, because those guys, the way they do their stuff. So he has Kwakwanso and Atiku to contend with there. Then again, most of Yorubas too are not supporting him. Then I doubt it whether all those South, Middle Belt and Southeast will leave Peter Obi and vote for Tinubu. So that's why I believe his chances are a little bit slim.
Okay.
But
okay, can I ask another question, please?
Yeah.
Do you have any prediction about who will win the election? You said Peter Obi.
When you say prediction,
yeah.
When you say prediction, is it from like
from
some of Nigeria?
From people in Nigeria, yeah. People generally, yeah.
Yeah, people generally just people when you speak to people, you'll find that everybody I speak to are speaking on the basis of the presidential candidate that come from their tribe. So for me, it seems they don't understand the logic behind Nigerian election. Yes, that it's not about people just voting for their ethnic group. You must have that widespread. Yeah, you might, all Yoruba, for instance, might say, yeah, we are going to vote for Tinubu. But that doesn't mean, just like all Lagos State now vote for Tinubu, just imagine everybody in Lagos vote for Tinubu, whether you're Igbo or Yoruba, it will not win the election. If in other region, it doesn't have about 25% of the votes cast in those states. So most Nigerians, they are still in that. But then you see other people, well, most of the educated ones and people that you believe are more enlightened, most of them, despite their tribe, most of them believe that Peter Obi is still better than Atiku and Tinubu. But on the religious side, you find that there are many different prophecies. Like, for instance, I just had the Chris Oyakhilome today. He was saying God showed him this and that. He didn't want to mention him, but at the end of the day, you know, it's supporting Peter Obi. Even though I don't trust what he's saying, because I know he's just trying to reflect what all the members of his church want. So most in the Christian area of Nigeria, most of them are going for Peter Obi anyway, and that's because of another big mistake Tinubu made by allowing his ticket to be Muslim, just to please the North. But and by pleasing the North now, it's lost most of the southern part. So that's another blunder. So that's the way people feel. Most Christians will just tell you they are going for Peter Obi, and most of the Muslims now, they have either to go for Atiku or Kwakwanso or Tinubu. But if you look at the antecedent of the North when it comes to Muslim, they don't see any Yoruba Muslim as a true Muslim. So if you see that, and now they have an alternative of Atiku or Kwakwanso, what do you think the North will go for? So for me, everything is still a bit open, but looking at the way the condition of Nigeria is, definitely, just like El Rufai himself said, that there are some people working against them in Aso Rock. That, especially this current hardship in Nigeria, will just remind people that, look, if you vote APC again, it's like putting yourself in the problem. Meanwhile, some people are still seeing it that, yes, because Tinubu is different from Buhari, maybe there will be different, but unfortunately, it's not many people that are thinking like that. So that's that's the feel I'm getting from Nigeria.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Leke. Mr. Oluwole, please, who do you think, which candidate do you think is the people's choice? Please make the phone come a bit closer to your mouth, please.
I people who carry from the agenda. So I'm not a member of it or whatever, but then with that to show the Nigerian population presently I can tell you that, like I said the other time, most Nigerians are supposed to put along tribal things. Tinubu is going to capture a lot of votes southwest, and he's going to capture a sizable number of votes north. I don't see Tinubu capturing votes south, but he's going to capture votes south. Atiku and Tinubu and Kwakwanso will share the votes north, but definitely Tinubu is going to get more votes north than Obi. Obi cannot get more votes southwest than Tinubu and Atiku. Yes. From political analysis, that is from the analysis that I can get now. When you look at the APC and when you look at even in Anambra, where Obi coming from, home state, even governor there, president, I don't support, not supporting them. Look at what you are saying, right from whatever. Obi definitely has some quality, but I cannot spread. I cannot politics became of number, and they start some the region has to team up with region before you can before you can say you are going to capture the entire country. It's not going to be for a tribe to capture the entire country like that. No. When you see Southwest are always in alignment with Northerners. Yes. So I find God to give me or even active because of Atiku and Tinubu to be candid. Tinubu, I said it before and I said Tinubu has capability. Forget the fact that if they are but amongst the three of them, he has edge in terms of capacity, intelligence, and whatever. Yes, all of them are involved. South and all of them are involved. All of them are chanting. I saw one of the Obi's supporters, San Diego or whatever. He was rolling out dollars, $100. or no, not to supporters, and supporters, $100. That is dollars. So it's not Tinubu alone that is spending money. Oh, I'm not supporting for APC but Tinubu has some selling at Lagos. Everybody knew how Lagos was before. Fine. It's not possible for government to come up with money in your pocket. But when you see infrastructure, Lagos economy is when more than 5 African countries together. Lagos economy, Lagos state economy. So Tinubu has that capacity. I'm quite sure that if Tinubu gets there, it's going to be quite different from Buhari. And they knew that Tinubu is the only person that can confront the Northerners. That is why the Mama Daura, Ted Kaba, they are trying to frustrate people. And they are trying to frustrate whatever. Buhari doesn't even want Tinubu to be there because it's about they still want Fulani to get back to. In fact, they are all these policies they put in place is supporting poverty. They want the old to was yes. That is their game plan. That is their game plan. They don't want to come to the south at all. Tinubu is the only one that is having the financial muscle, the courage, the boldness to confront them, just like Abiola did. That's the truth. It's the only one that can be confront this northern. They don't want the power to come from the south. They don't. They want it to get back to Atiku. In fact, they are working for Atiku. The Buhari's Kaba. They are working for Atiku. That's the.
I agree with you that that's what they are doing. But you see, the problem I'm having with Tinubu is the fact that Tinubu have failed to learn lessons. To be honest, my brother, I used to tell people that I believe Tinubu to me, has shown that is less intelligent when it comes to politics. Because look, you cannot tell me that as of today, if you're a real politician, especially if you even play politics with the likes of MK or Abiola, you do not understand the antecedents of these Fulani people. And for me, you are right. Tinubu, is a very intelligent guy. He knows how to play his politics. But you see, for me, he does not know how to use the political capital that he has. He doesn't know how to play the game. And I will explain to you. You see, as at now, I thought that Tinubu, before I thought he did not have it, but he has it. He has that courage to confront the Fulani, but he doesn't use it at the right time. And I'll explain why I say he doesn't use it at the right time. If you remember, I even have the article as I'm speaking to you. As soon as he was aware, when he was in the camp of MKO, that the Fulani didn't want to give it to MKO, he came up with an article where he actually said, yes, Yoruba nation will have to stand, we have to have our own country, because then he knew. Now, but when he now started coming into Lagos politics, became a senator, he became a governor, and all of a sudden, when first election Goodluck came to him, he was able to give Goodluck the Southwest, and later he just now said, okay, so that I can get this thing. And that's where I believe Tinubu started to lose it. If you remember, Tinubu assisted 3 major Fulani to try to get into power. He first started with Ribadu. Ribadu didn't get into power. He tried Atiku. Atiku didn't get into power. So his third choice was now Buhari. So when he now helped Buhari got into power. You see, those were all the chances that Tinubu should have used his political capital to run Nigeria. So now, unfortunately for him now, he got Buhari into power. Buhari used this to both the 2 terms. Now he was now expecting. That's why even when Buhari was running all his term, first and second term, despite the fact all the bad governance that people are complaining about, you will never see Tinubu come out to criticize Buhari, even when they were killing his people, the Hausa, the Fulani terrorists were killing people in Yoruba land, Tinubu kept no. Now, the only reason why he was doing that was for him not to upset the Fulani oligarchy in the north, to the extent that even when they started NSAS then, they blamed him that he was the one doing it. He was trying to negotiate for power. And now to prove to the outside that it was nothing, he cooperated with them. They brought the army in and killed innocent people in Lagos. So that was one. Even when they started Yoruba Nation too, they blamed him that it was part of the whole thing, but he said no, it wasn't part of it. So, but when it was now very clear, so this is where he was now trying to use the political power. This is where I'm trying to explain when recently Tinubu tried to use that political power that he's supposed to have been using since all these days. So when he now saw it, it was very clear that these guys don't want to give me this APC ticket. So what can I do? He now made that famous speech in Abeokuta where he said the Miloko is about Yoruba nation. So the northern governor now had to run to Buhari. Look, if you don't allow this guy to get this thing, once he starts this Yoruba thing and they can combine with the Igbos, just forget Nigeria. So that's why the northern governor, after collecting money from him, rally around Buhari, and they said, no, they cannot accept your Senate president as president. That they are all going to work for Tinubu, that the whole thing needs to go to the south. And if you remember before that, Buhari particularly sent a letter to all the governors in the north or even Nigeria that you guys, when you finish your second term, you normally choose your successor. Please give me a chance to choose my own successor. And they said, no, you can't choose your successor. You can choose, but it must be from the south, not from the north. So it was this northern governor that prevailed on Buhari to do that. So that's why I'm saying, but you see, Tinubu did not use it at the right, even though he used it to scare them at that point. But as soon as he won that ticket, he now started listening to them. Like, for instance, they forced him to do Muslim ticket, which now the Christian in the north doesn't like it. So that's why it's not going to get much vote in the middle belt, because the middle belt have been victim of these Fulani people. So there's no way they want another Muslim or Fulani in government. So he has lost those ones. So that's why I'm saying that Tinubu has not used his political power. Now you are saying, yeah, he can get more votes in the north. For me, majority of the votes in the north will be shared between Atiku and Kwankwaso. And again, because now because just like we said, we know most Nigerians, when things are like this, everybody will want to go to, even like it was only him and just one northerner now, yeah, you say definitely they're going to share it 50-50, just like the time of Buhari and Atiku, they shared the vote from the north and they shared the vote from all the southern part. But this time around, it's all divided. So, and that's where I just believe that Tinubu have made a big mistake, because now they are showing him to his face that now all the stuff that they've used in the past to win election for Buhari is not available now to win that election for Tinubu. So that's why Tinubu's chances for me is a little bit slim. I'm just thinking, if they say, okay, yes, even though I prefer Peter Obi to win, but I believe the whole thing is showing that the main power that be, they are working for Atiku. But one thing why I'm happy that they are working for Atiku is that once they force Atiku or not, for me, the main thing that I want to happen in the country will happen, which is each region should have their own autonomy, at least just like the UK here, where you have Scotland, Wales, England, and everybody is running their region, at least to some extent, and they have a central government. That's what should happen in Nigeria, because you see, we have different tribes, Yoruba, Igbo, all of these tribes have different way of thinking, different mentality. And if God, the Almighty that created us, created all these tribes separately, you can't tell me we are smarter than God and you say, you have to be united by power, by force. No, we don't. Because the way the Fulani now, for instance, the Fulani in the north that love power, they don't believe in educating all their people or developing their people, because they know when it comes to politics, you will not be able to control them. See, the Yoruba like to educate everybody, even if in my family, there's two Abiola. I still want to have my own money. That's how we are built in Yoruba. The Igbos too are like that. So when you now combine, you now see the problem in Nigeria now is that most of the politicians in the South, the Igbos and Yoruba, they believe that the only way you can play politics in Nigeria to play second fiddle to the Fulani North. So that means if the Fulani is not in power, the Fulani would dictate who is in power. And they always like somebody that they can control. They know they can't control someone like Tinubu. So that's why they are working against him. So Tinubu is too strong for them. They like people like Obasanjo, where they can push around. So that's my own analysis of how I see things going.
Yeah, my brother, I quite concur with what you just said now. That is, if eventually this thing is pushed towards that at this God demanded eventually, I don't see why we are still together. Yes, each region should go their separate ways. Because in all sincerity, even when you look at the entire situation now, Nigerian presidency is not being fair to people. Okay.
Exactly.
The Southeast, Southwest, and the Northern. Up to now, the South are yet to face president, and we say we are two major tribes. Are they not part of this country? And they said they want to be, they can't be. It's not possible. You can't continue like that. Now, the Northerners, like they are not ready to relinquish power. So that is why they are invoking modern policy, doing all whatever, fuel scarcity to ensure that this thing deliberately take APC so that people go towards achievement. That's their game plan. That is just their game plan. That is just their game plan. You know, sincerity, to me, must politically. I do not see him as extremely corrupt as other politicians. But the fact is that I felt just to make just inroads. If I was is being discussed by Ellie, that okay, they even want to change that, especially on social media. But is that the reality? What is the reality on ground?
Sorry if I come in and see the reality on ground now to show you the effect of Obi. Because like you said, truly, most of the major partners of people from the Igbos, so we Yoruba, we have that as well. You will have that. We are when it comes to using our intellect or from people are very smart. And that's what I even thought Osinbajo would use. Because normally he should have been in a position where Peter Obi is now. But one thing, he didn't know when to make the right political move. When everything was ready, at least maybe 2 years to the end or 1 year to the end of the term of Buhari, Osinbajo should have just resigned. Now find a political party and join and just team up with some northerners, and he would have just been a good candidate like Peter Obi. But unfortunately, he did not do that. But the major thing now is that the way things are, the Peter Obi, yeah, I know people say he doesn't have structure, but you see, one thing I can assure you that if he wins on this coming Saturday now, you will see the pattern of movement of how people will vote for their, say, maybe for in the rest election will change a little bit. Then again, people might see that because if a lot of people vote for him, they will vote for most of the senators and House of Rep that are going for Labour. Then, well, the main thing is that if he becomes the president, it will actually bring kind of peace to Nigeria. But if it's not, it's going to cause a lot of problem. Like for instance, now, like Baba Adebanjo of the Afenifere have said, if he even said it openly, this is not a joke, and the Northerners know, and he said, look, if Peter Obi does not win the election, they should just forget about Nigeria. But guess what the North told him? The North told him that, no, you can't tell us all those nonsense. If we do the election and anybody win from the North, so be it. But you see, they know what they are saying, my brother. The reason why they know what they are saying is, see, and that's why I blame all the southern politicians, because you find out, okay, when these guys take hold of everything that's called power, well, what are you guys looking? Why are you always about what I will eat today, what I will eat tomorrow? Why do you always put that first instead of power? Don't you know that it's somebody that has power that will control both the people that do have money and those that don't have, just like the Fulanis are doing now. So, but you see, unfortunately, our people, and that's where I used to tell people, because from now, a lot of people think, yeah, Tinubu is powerful. No, his power is limited to Lagos. Unfortunately, it's limited to Lagos, and that power he has in Lagos is even shocking to the Fulani. The last thing they want is that thing for him to have it nationally. And unfortunately, most of the Tinubu supporters, they don't see this. They just want to look. You have to look at the structure and the logic behind when you do politics. So these guys, like now, for instance, now just over the weekend, if you see the truck of military that they've deployed to most areas where they believe Tinubu will use his power. Now, I'm speaking to you now, they are targeting this guy, MC Oluomo, in Lagos, because they know how he wins the election, and they've made up their mind to bring the army to work against him. So, and that, yeah.
Let me just you see, those military, they are bringing it. Maybe they are even bringing them in to come and rig the election. Do you think they are very clean? In fact, even when you look at the way they were this oil bunkering thing, you know, the way they were selling our oil, our fuel to overseas country, Navy, naval officers, army officers, all of them will be there, and the ship loading the Nigerian petroleum, it will be at the back. They will just put their eyes, they will take their eyes away from what is happening. Don't forget the fact that these military people, it's a matter of settlement. Maybe they've been using military before.
But it's going to be hard this time. And I know why. I will explain why it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because of the new electoral law. And the fact, see that new electoral law, see why it was different. You know, this new electoral law, this is the first time they're going to do that. And the first, what it means is that before, when you do election in different wards and everything, some people have to transport the ballot and everything to maybe like in Lagos, for instance, all the ETIOS and all the other local government will have to come maybe to Ikeja to bring all their stuff. See, on their way in bringing things, that's where all the manipulation happen. Yeah. So now, even though if you send your agent to all those polling booths or what, they can't see that. But now, my brother, as soon as you vote from that ward, nobody's moving anything. No. All the agents of the party will sign, and everybody will see as they are transferring it to Abuja. So Abuja cannot announce something different from what is sent from Oyo or Osun State. So then again, now everybody with their camera and everything. So that's why you can see. That's why it's going to even be difficult to do anything at the polling booth, because now, for instance, now. Peter Obi and Peter Obi's supporter and this guy's supporter Atiku, they will be looking at Tinubu's people so that they can go to court if anything happens. Likewise, the other opposite team will be doing it. So, and that's why you see now the northern governors, especially those supporting Tinubu, are now screaming that why is Buhari doing this to them and all that. So, but today again, they disappoint them in the Supreme Court so now, even though they are still giving people money now, they are giving them old notes, but people are taking they cannot take it, because for you to even now take it to central bank, you have to fill different form, tell central bank where you got the money from. So the bottom line of what I'm trying to say is that the normal incumbent advantage that Tinubu normally use, which he used for Buhari twice, unfortunately, the same Buhari that he gave that opportunity is now denying him that same resources. And that's one of the things we won that time, that Tinubu, instead of you pandering to these people, let us use our political thing and say we are going for our own region. But I think that's what will happen once they disappoint him this time around. People will have no choice. That will happen. But unfortunately, even if that happens, I don't think Yoruba have the structure in place now, the unity to use that as an opportunity to grab the Yoruba nation, because even the people fighting for it now, they are all over the place fighting themselves. It's just a pity, but maybe we'll see. But I just believe that I know God wants to do something within now and when the election is just.
And 72 hours.
My brother, what I can just say is that let us make God the right person there. Honestly, because Nigerians have stopped more. Just more. Honestly. Something is just let God the right person there. That's what I can do.
My brother, see, another thing, the funny thing, I understand what you are saying, but see, when we say God should put the right person there, do you know how long we have been saying that in Nigeria? Actually, even the major issue now is that whether Tinubu or even Obi, which is what we want to say, that's the two people that have the chance of winning from the South. You see, one of the major obstacles that they are going to confront is the 99 Constitution and the way Nigeria is structured. Now, what do I mean by that? For any improvement Obi or Tinubu wants to do, and that's why I was telling people that, but we have some Yoruba that say, they were supporting Yoruba nation before that we should go as separate. But as soon as Tinubu came in, they become divided. But I used to tell them that, look, even if Tinubu gets in, when he gets to that center, any major new things I want to do, just like they used to do, he won't be able to do. You know why? Because any new stuff you bring to the federal government that you want to do, it has to go through the Senate and the House of Rep. And guess what? This Northern, when they were doing that 99 Constitution, they gave themselves more local government and more states. So they have more senators and more House of Rep than you. So once they vote, they will vote it. That's what happened during this Buhari thing, when all the likes of the Ogun State, all the Southwest governors, they voted to change the Constitution so as to have state police. All the northern 19 states and local government voted it down. You see, so that's what I used to tell people. So, and that's why some people, even that's why for me, even if Peter Obi win and everything win, Peter Obi, will he have the guts to confront the Northerners? But that's the reason, one of the reasons why Pade Banjo is not supporting Tinubu, because the plan was, once you bring in Buhari, restructure the country. But Buhari told them to their face that anybody who wants destruction is nothing. And that's Buhari trying to confirm and establish their Fulani mentality that they have to be in control. And to be honest, what Buhari wanted to do was even worse. It was because a lot of people worked against it. They want to take over all the water in the south to the extent that you in Lagos, so even dig a bowl in your house, you have to go and collect permit in Abuja. They call it water resources bill. Then again, meanwhile, Fulani can come to the river where you had traditionally and bring his cows to drink. But if you want to go there, you have to collect permission. They've written everything, they want to sign it. There was few southern senators that's there. But the main thing is there, you can receive something, but you cannot bring in a new thing to change the structure. Anything that will make the North lose influence or power, or they will just say, no, we don't want it. And that's why, but see this time, and that's why my prayer is that let them give it to Atiku. So let the whole thing just scatter, because now Obasanjo, all the South leader, all the Southeast leader, all of them have agreed that there's no way power will remain in the North. And if they force it, then Obasanjo and other people, it's just a matter of them going to national community and they will give us what they want. That's what we are praying for to happen. Let them read Atiku in and let them come and see, because some of them are warning the northern region that look, and that's where I think El Rufai is not a good man, but he knows, because he's one of the most educated among them, that look, this over power play that you are playing, if you force this thing on again, at the end of the day, you are going to lose this country. That's why it's bold enough to come out, and even after Buhari made his speech, he's telling people in Kaduna to ignore. If any southern governor tried that nonsense, they might even declare state of emergency there. So my prayer is that let them bring it for Atiku and let everybody go their own separate ways.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. So, Sarah, I think we have given you our mindset. Yeah?
Okay, thank you so much. I might ring you tomorrow again because tomorrow is the last day. I think tomorrow is they call it pre-eve. Yeah, like 2 days to the election. So I would ring you guys tomorrow, please. The same time tomorrow, so we can continue our discussion on Nigeria election. As you said, I don't even know who to vote for. If it's APC, if it's PDP, if it's Labour Party, I just know the right person must come in. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming on my live video. I hope next time I call you, definitely tomorrow, you will come.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, and have a nice day. You can go. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, thank you, guys. That is it on election on 2023 in Nigeria. God, please like and subscribe and also comment, guys. Please, I remain Sarah Owatimi on Voice of Courage on Domestic Violence and Child Protection. We'll be talking about it till when they put the rights that the person that is rightful owner of the seat, which I just said, you want the right person. If it's APC, if it's PDP, if it's Labour Party, they have said, I know who I'm voting for. I'm not going to say it because I would do my voting and you go and do your vote, okay? Go and vote for the right person. All right, guys, take care of yourself and remain blessed.